Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I appreciate visiting with Andy Tweed. He's not sure how long he's worked at TWRA. I know he knows when he's going to retire, but he may not know how long he's been there. But he will be busy this next weekend. And as we mentioned on this fourth Saturday, Ron Wong is with us. He's on the road at Ross Barnett Reservoir for the American Crappie Trail event. And, Ron, I know that you love hunting, don't you, Ron?
Yes, I do. I love hunting.
Why do you love hunting, Ron?
It takes so many fishermen hunters, and it takes the fishermen part of the hunters off the lake.
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, well, I know Chuck Yoest loves to hear that you're in love with the hunters because they're off the water right now. But I know we've leaned on this young man many times, and he is he probably goes to sleep thinking of chronic wasting disease. No, he doesn't. I don't know, but he is Chuck Yoest. He is the TWRA CWD coordinator, I guess. Chuck, that's your title. I don't know if you wear that on your shirt anymore or what, or if you even have a shirt anymore with your budget. But first of all, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. As far as this interview goes, you can assume I have a shirt on.
Okay, good. It's early in the morning and everything like that. So is Cooksey with us now?
I'm here.
All right. Bill Cooksey is joining us. So now we have our dynamic duo together. Bill Cooksey.
Good morning, Bill.
That's Ron Wong.
Morning, Ron.
Yeah, so we got Bill Cooksey and Ron Wong on fourth Saturday as our co-host here on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And Bill, we're just getting ready to start this segment with Chuck Yoest, TWRA CWD coordinator. And I know that you, as part of your Vanishing Paradise as the coordinator, sportsman's coordinator, are very familiar with chronic wasting disease. We've all had this discussion so many times. Chuck will probably be asking for some kind of stipend now because he's been on here several times. He may be a co-host one day. Who knows? But Chuck,
we can't talk about this issue enough right now.
We can't. And Chuck, I know the Young Sportsman's Hunt is coming up next weekend. We've already started the archery season in Tennessee. So talk about as we head into this season and from your standpoint, optimistic. Talk about how archery's gone, and I think we have pretty well most of the, if not all, of the deer processors on board with us, I think. So talk about, from your perspective, as we get ready to hit a very, very unusual deer season.
Yeah, well, thanks. I'm glad you still refer to me as a young guy.
Chuck,
that's very helpful. Hey, my willingness to continue to be on the show so much, as I heard one time, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So
that's right. On this show, there's not, because TWRA is a sponsor. So we just we have a 10-second rule here, Chuck. So anything comes up, but I know this is going to be when you think of the gun season starting on November the 7th for most of us. I mean, that's just ridiculous. When you think about, I don't need a muzzleloader anymore, and I love to muzzleload. So talk about, from your perspective, as we head into this 2020 deer season.
Yeah, well, going into the youth hunt and then the opening of gun, I'm excited about it because, no matter whether you like archery, muzzleloader, or gun, you can go out there with your firearm or archery of choice. So I think that's great. The more options, the better. We need additional harvest in those counties and unit CWD. So I think it's great. I think back to, I still do this, but thinking back to when I was a youth, how big a deal the Young Sportsman Hunt is, and just how excited I was to hunt it. So I'm excited for those youth and want them to encourage to harvest what they legally can, and then earn additional bucks, because, we've got the Earn a Buck program now. So,
and that Earn a Buck, somebody may not understand that. It's a pretty cool thing. Tell them what that is.
So all your hunters start out with a statewide buck limit of 2, but in unit CWD, you can harvest or you can earn bucks in addition to those two, and you do that by harvesting 2 antlerless deer and providing those for sampling.
Isn't that something? Now, Bill Cooksey, you've been a deer hunter and a hunter a long time, and in fact, I've been to the deer stand with Bill when he worked for another company, and I think I missed. I think I missed a deer 3 times that morning. I don't know. I couldn't get my muzzleloader fired up enough, but
I don't think it was quite that bad, Larry.
Well, I don't guess it was, but you were performing your duty. But by just killing 2 antlerless deer, you get to earn an extra buck in there, and the reason we're doing this is to try to get more samples out of this. And I've been deer hunting a long time, and Bill knows this, and Ron knows this, and for sure my deer processor Dave Payne out there in Mason, Tennessee knows it, that I love to eat venison and things along that line. But when you hear this, Bill, that you have a chance to earn another buck, that's something we never thought we'd ever hear, right?
Oh, no. I mean, of course, I grew up when finding a deer track was something to talk
Yes.
about in church on Sunday.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
It's amazing what we have going on now. And I know some of it isn't necessarily because of numbers, but because of the disease. But
Yeah.
it's still it's an amazing time to be a deer hunter. People need to get out. Don't fret about this stuff. Go hunt.
Well, Chuck, you hear that, and that's what you want you? Participation. This is really offering extra bonus chances to harvest a deer. Oh, I used that word harvest. At least somebody out there is going to get after me, I know. Kill a deer, okay? This is not a farm boy here. But that's what it's all about, isn't it, Chuck? The more antlerless deer kill, the more chances you guys get to get a handle on things, right?
Well, it certainly helps with our sampling, and speaking of processors and then also taxidermists, we got a
Yes.
great network of those in West Tennessee supporting our efforts. But, the value of the samples is real significant. It gives us a better idea how much disease is out there and exactly where it is so we can manage it best. But also the additional harvest that results in those additional samples is huge, because in those, the best managed CWD in West Tennessee means a lower deer density, which is going to require more harvest.
Yes, and of course we're
Or
talking
more killing, more take, whatever that word is you were looking for.
Yeah, and we're talking about 11 counties, right, Chuck? I mean, in the West Tennessee area, we have 11 counties in what's known as the CWD unit, right? And
Yes, sir.
And so we're at this point right now where how's it been? What the archery season? And we know what happened in the spring, don't we, Bill Cooksey? How many turkeys were killed? Bill, you remember that? We were talking about we broke all the records, and
The turkey deal is scary to me.
Yeah,
that one's scary. The deer thing's a little bit different. Thank goodness.
But we had more people out than we ever had before, and so now, Chuck, we're hoping more people come out now. So how's the archery season gone so far?
Well, we have seen an increase, and that's great. So looking forward, hopefully we'll have more of that. It's not as drastic, say, as what we saw with the spring turkey season.
Well, we don't want it.
But we do anticipate a higher harvest over last year, which is excellent. I think at some level that has to do with folks
being outside,
turning to hunting this fall as opposed to whatever else they may normally do. But yeah, we're encouraged.
What about the turnaround now? Are you guys getting when you get a deer with CWD? And you send those samples off? What's the turnaround on getting the results back now?
Well, we struggled to keep that down less than 2 weeks last year.
I know it.
And we've got a great thing that just happened for us, though. The Tennessee Department of Agriculture has a diagnostics lab in Nashville called Cord Lab, and they just got online doing sampling in state.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's going to cut us. That's going to cut us down some. I think that folks could expect more in the 10-day or maybe even less range. I'm afraid to overpromise there because we're not exactly sure, but it's going to be less.
And that's what I want you to come out with, because that's a That's a great option. We were sending them to Colorado. Where were they going? I mean, we were have to ship them out. Is that right?
Yeah, we're still going to do some of that, but eventually we'll transition to all in state. But
great.
But yeah, we were. Mm-hmm.
And now, what about the Fayette County thing, the facility there to get rid of these carcasses and things? Where are we on that?
Well, we're still in the process of getting that unit in Fayette County.
Yeah,
that's still it's a big drawn out process to make a purchase like that through the state of Tennessee, and we're still in the middle of that.
Okay, that's another thing that a lot of people are talking about and everything. So as we head into the young sportsman's hunt, and Bill Cooksey, did Bill the 12th? Did you take him on a young sportsman's hunt? I don't mean I know he's. What is he? The 5th? He's the 5th, right?
He's the 5th. He went on both duck and turkey youth hunts.
Okay.
He never cared much for being in a deer stand.
But he went on those youth hunts, though. Was those other?
He loved especially the youth turkey hunt. That was his favorite day of the year.
Well, folks, I'm telling you, as Chuck Yoest just told you, it's next weekend. You got to get all them hunter education things. We have that. What's that program? Apprentice program or something? We have, Chuck. I know there's something in there that that you can go to tngov.com, right, Chuck? I mean, and then there's also the CWD. What's the website for the CWD?
So we got tnwildlife.org, or specific for CWD is cwdntn.com.
And that's all you got to take, and that's all on lroutdoors.com. Chuck Yoest, thank you again, buddy, as always, and we'll keep checking in with you, okay? I know you're keeping a record of how many times we call you. So,
no problem.
All right, buddy. Have a great weekend, okay?
Likewise.
All right. That's Chuck Yoest. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Bill Cooksey has joined us, and, of course, Ron Wong is still with us. Talk a little fishing. You know Ron's going to be there. And then when Ron gets off at the end, Bill, we're going to talk a little fall turkey with the man himself, Steve Turpin. So you guys hang.
He knows fall turkey.
He knows it. Y'all hang around. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.